Hello. Oh my goodness, guys, I literally just got off the phone with who? With my employer and oops, shoot. And I feel all disorganized and I may have to, I said this before, but I really may have to change the time of these to 7. Hi Ben. How are you? Yes. Oh, no, I don't think we'll get cut off of unemployment early. But yeah, like we're having trouble too. Like all my employees are like, "Hey, Shelly, can you just schedule us one shift a week?" And I'm like, yeah, we can make that work for now, but like I don't know what's going to happen when we start to get a little bit busier." Sorry. You can't refile. Try having them help you do it over the phone. Okay, hold on. Oops. Okay, Enrique, I'll get the questions that I missed in just one second. Sorry. Okay. Jammer says, sorry, I started to do Enrique's. Well, I guess we'll do Enrique's and then go back up to Jammers. All right, I'm disorganized today, guys. Okay, every day when I go to work first, and then I'm like literally running late. I'm almost 15 minutes late even starting this. Okay, Enrique says, I got a letter saying it's an American Rescue Plan and that they will deposit $1,400 in the next 7 days. Any help? So that sounds like the third stimulus check. So that's great, right? Jammer says, Jammer, try calling the EDD and asking if they will help you file over the phone. Rasar says, do you think that the government got it wrong with the extension? September was way too far to extend it. It truly should have been extended only to June to begin with. I don't know. I feel a lot of different ways. I like welcome everybody. There's only 11 likes on the video. There's 81 of you in here. I really like I like helping you guys, but I also like talking about what I think about this. And I'm in an interesting place because I'm a manager at my company, but I was also unemployed and very scared that I wouldn't have a job to come back to. And this next sentence is going to feed into that question. I still don't feel secure in my job. And we used to have almost a staff of 100, and we've only brought back 20 employees. And of those 20 employees, I counted yesterday, about 14 of them are only working one shift because they still want to be able to collect their benefits. But if there wasn't any unemployment and everybody would have wanted to work full shifts, that means, so 14, that would have been 3 5 shifts a week employees. So then we would have been able to bring back even less people. And we're lucky, especially here in California, that the case rate is coming down, but we didn't know that when they signed the bill into law. And I'm actually really glad that they extended benefits through September for like those 80 of our employees that we haven't been able to bring back yet. Hopefully, as people get more vaccinated and they feel more comfortable coming out, business will increase. And by September, we'll be able to bring all 80 of them back. Also, I'm glad that the government extended it all the way through September because that, even though like the EDD is completely still messed up right now, it gives them some breathing room to try and fix things before potentially needing to look at making another stimulus bill. Like, I think they will look at making another stimulus bill. No idea if it will pass. But this gives the EDD some breathing room because I think June would have been too soon. I don't think enough people have come back to work. I think the unemployment rate's still high. Things are reopening, but they're not open like the same hours they used to be. They're not open at the same capacity they used to be, which means they're not able to bring back the same number of employees that they used to be. So I think the people that haven't been brought back, but and I don't know what to tell my 80 employees that we haven't brought back yet. I don't know whether to say, hey guys, yeah, you should probably start looking for other work. They're still furloughed. We still want to bring them back. We still hope to bring them back. But I don't know what's going to happen, So for people in the same situation where their employer is like, yeah, you're still furloughed, we still plan on bringing you back. I don't know. So I'm glad that something's there for them through September. That's what I think. But and when they made this, they didn't know that the pandemic was going to be as under control as it currently is. So I'm glad that for people that need it, it's going to September. Sorry, that was long-winded, but thank you for asking. Okay, Jillian says, has the EDD actually tweeted or mentioned elsewhere of claims not being updated by April 17th when the new 29-week extensions were assured? They have not made mention of that. So they officially gave the date of April 17th in one of their EDD news releases. And then since then, there hasn't been a peep about that. The EDD's been going on like a tweet storm. I got like 3 on my way from work back here, but none of them addressing that issue. Jacelyn says, hey, Sean, oh, you're very welcome. Your claim's all good. 5 weeks now, thanks to you. Oh, that is why I do this, you guys. Like, that makes me so, so happy. So thank you. Okay. And wait, yes, we did Enrique's. So you're just saying you're getting your stimulus check, it sounds like. Gerardo says you've been pending for a whole month now. Call them. Like, I know that I tell a lot of you guys that there's a claim review and that the claim review takes between 2 and 6 weeks, but I'm hearing more and more from my viewers, like Sean, who says, hey, that they were able to, I don't know if he called or not, but I'm getting more people tell me that they called and then the reps are able to push the payments through and get them paid. Okay. Hi, Toya. Jammer, I can't get through. And I'm going to go ahead and take this moment to say good things about Claimyr. I don't want anyone to feel like you have to use that. Claimyr says that their service doesn't make it any harder for anyone else to get through. I know everybody can't afford it or that they're just against it in principle. I understand that. But for those of you that want to use it, I wanted to offer you a discount code because I do care about saving money and building your wealth and things like that. I want all of us to be in a better situation. So just if you were going to use it, there is a discount code. And they say that it doesn't clog up the lines anymore. So like if you were going to call 200 times instead of you calling 200 times, they do it for you. With that said, I'm going to give you the phone tips, which are still the same. I actually started making like unemployment TikToks. I don't know. I was trying something out. I only had 60 seconds. TikToks are faster to make than a full YouTube video. I actually reposted it as YouTube content. But anyway, on TikTok, I actually had a couple of EDD reps tell me that the best time to call is between 2:30 and 4. I don't know how Ben's been with me the whole time. He knows that I used to not tell people to call at 8 a.m. when they first opened because that was the advice that everyone was giving. So that likely meant that the lines were really clogged when they first opened. And I used to recommend calling either at 11 a.m. or around 1 p.m. And those are both still good times as well. But that EDD rep says between 2:30 and 4 are the best times. She did say that lots of people are holding in those morning hours. And then again, you guys know that I don't think calling after 6 p.m. is a good idea because after 6 p.m., there's too many people holding to get through to speak to a rep. And that would be true even if you're going to use Claimyr as well. I wouldn't recommend using them after 6 because it just dials the EDD for you. It doesn't hold for you. With Claimyr, if you don't get through, you do get one more call back within 24 hours. But might as well start your call with them before 6. I hope that makes sense. Also, so dial 833-978-2511, listen to the long intro message, and then quickly hit 134. All right, Jammer. I hope that helps you and that then the phone lines unjammer for you. Okay, sorry, bad joke. Hello, Sean. Oh my God, I already lost my place on the video. So you guys know that means to like it. Ronica is saying, so we get $1,400. No, it's just Enrique seems to be saying, hey, that's on the way. So it sounds like he didn't get his already. That would have been the check that we already got. That's not something new. Brev says, what happens to weeks stuck in pending? I was on FedEd and did the whole file a new year thing. I got a new weekly benefit amount and the 2 weeks of new benefit year is pending. Will that change to paid and when? So that's that Claimyr review most likely, which can take between 2 and 6 weeks. But since you've already been paid pending for 2 weeks, a lot of times my viewers are telling me that when they call the EDD, that the EDD is able to go ahead and push those payments through. So you might want to go ahead and call them and ask them if they can push those through. They might tell you that you have to wait, that your claim's in review. But really anytime after that 2 to 3 week mark, the reps seem like they can kind of push the payments through, but not always. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't love telling you to call the EDD, but you guys have also heard me say this before. I don't want there to be a secondary issue going on with your account. And I told you guys to just sit back and wait. And really, you guys needed to take some sort of action to clear up your claim. So I would never want to advise you not to take action and then have you guys be pending even longer. So just know that I don't love telling you to call, but a lot of times that is the best solution. Val says, you're stuck in pending and this Sunday's already my next date to certify. Have you heard of claims stuck on pending? Val, like that's pretty much what the whole channel is now. My claim's stuck on pending. How do I get it unstuck? And I don't say that to mean be funny or like anything, but like everybody's claim seems to be stuck on pending. Most of it is because our benefit year ended. So we all were filing new claims at the same time. All those claims are now going through a third-party fraud review, which is taking 2 to 6 weeks. But again, call to be sure because they might actually be able to push those payments through. Sean is saying, when you do get through, ask for a tier 2 rep, but ask very nicely because like the tier 1 reps are annoyed, when you just are too dismissive of them. So, they're dealing all day with really frustrated people at the end of their line. So just be really kind. See if the tier 1 rep can help you. But if they're not able to help you, just very kindly say, is there any way I could speak to a tier 2 rep? Always, always use the words financial hardship. Say, I'm really experiencing a financial hardship. I don't think I can pay my rent, my bills, whatever. Can I talk to a tier 2 rep? It would just make me feel better. And you guys know how to be nice. You guys are nice people. Sovereign Knight, thank you for the donation. Your benefit year ended on 4/26, but you got the extension to September. Do I need to open a new unemployment claim? I don't want to mess up. So Sovereign, it sounds like you're a PUA claim. Or did you just get a letter about the extensions? The only people who don't need to file a new claim when their benefit year ends are people who are on a PUA unemployment claim. So you would need to check your payment type. I have a video on that. I think it's history, transactions, and then payment type when you're on your UI Online homepage. And that should say payment type. PUA can sometimes say disaster assistance, but if you're any other type of claim and your benefit year just ended, then you do need to file a new claim. Doma says, I was permanently laid off in March of 2020, and then now they sent me an email saying they're offering me a conditional offer of employment. If I deny the offer, will that affect my unemployment? That is a very detailed question. It might. You're not supposed to refuse acceptable work, but acceptable work would mean generally the EDD could determine on a case-by-case basis if you refused it, if that was an acceptable reason to refuse it or not. So like if you used to be let's say you were an IT professional and now they asked you to be a sign spinner on the corner and you used to make $30 an hour, but now they were only offering you $15 an hour, that might not be a comparable position. But if you used to be like an IT developer or something at $30 an hour, but now they're offering you to work at help desk for $25 an hour on a case-by-case basis, the EDD determines if that was like acceptable work or not. So yes, so I would need to know more about the conditional offer. I will also say, sorry, I'm going to go off on a little tangent here since Rasar asked, hopefully he's still watching. I do worry about what happens come September. although I understand all the reasons why people are not going back to work right now, like I mentioned, I have 14 employees only working one shift. So what happens in September if people aren't coming to the movies more? Like, and there's not more unemployment, and we don't know. We don't know if it'll be extended again or not. But if it's not, I'm not going to magically have 5 shifts for all these people that want them. And we don't know whether it will or won't right now, if it's not extended again, are there going to be millions of us all looking for jobs at the same time? I do worry about that. I want you guys to all like live your dreams and live your best life. So I don't just want you to settle or take, or take something that is really not going to be satisfying to you or much less money than you were making. But at the same time, keep that in mind. If unemployment doesn't go back to September, are you going to want to be competing with everybody else for these same jobs? And I completely get that some of you have children and school is not open again, or you're still caring for sick loved ones. I understand that everyone's situation is different. But just think about that. Think about, hey, once September comes around and everybody has to find work, if unemployment benefits aren't extended again, how will that affect you? So just think about that when thinking about whether to take a position now or not. I hope that didn't come off as insensitive or not, but that's my thoughts on it. Okay. Joel says, my concern with all these pending issues is that the EDD will pay out so late that people will be evicted and homeless by the time they get their money. By then it's too late. Yes, it is a horrible, horrible mess. And some people still haven't been paid since December. Some people still have not been paid since the pandemic first started in March. It is really a mess. But the eviction ban in California is still in place. So please communicate with your landlords. You need to specifically tell them that you're unable to pay your rent due to a COVID-19 related reason, and then kind of go from there. Also, again, I'm going to state that the Catholic charities often have rental assistance programs as well. Jammer, thank you. Vanessa, hello. How does calling into the EDD sometimes result in the reps pretending to fix the claim issues, loud typing to be heard, but not actually fixing it? It's awful. Yes, that's one of my video ideas that I have coming up. That's for sure happening. Like, I hate to say it, but there was even just like I think it was ABC 10 did a news piece on it. And they're basically, I mean, the reps aren't saying that they're doing that. And maybe the answer is to wait, but maybe the reps know that people don't want to hear that. So maybe they're pretending to like fix claims. I don't know, but I do think that that's terrible. One EDD, if anybody has a hookup at the EDD, maybe I need to make a TikTok about this so that EDD rep tells her boss. I really think that the EDD needs one of those features that's like asks you to take a customer service satisfaction survey after the call. So one, you'd have to make it to after the call. They can't just hang up on you. Otherwise, the satisfaction survey wouldn't be complete. And then 2, was the rep nice to you? 3, was the rep knowledgeable? 4, were they able to help you with your issue? I think that would help so much. And like, I don't want to say that anybody should be fired, especially when we all need good jobs during this. But like, if they get too many, like, no, the rep wasn't nice, and no, the rep didn't help me, and no, the rep didn't seem knowledgeable, there needs to be some sort of like administrative action taken against those people, because the EDD reps, some of them are working from home, and they're working from home and they don't even live in the state of California. I know plenty of people in the state of California who would love a work from home job. I know that you guys are going to be more knowledgeable than a lot of those reps. So I think that would help it. And I think that that's terrible that they don't have that and that they pretend to fix claims, but I do think they pretend. Okay. Lonnie says, Shelly, help. I have pending payments from a month ago, still pending, but I have received a payment this month when I certified. You've got to call them and try and get those payments released to you. And when you call, ask them why they weren't released and ask them if they have a timeline for when they were released. And if they don't give you an answer, or the answer is not satisfactory, Maybe ask for a tier 2 rep, and also email your assembly member. I was running late starting the live, so I didn't do a full description yet. After this video on how to find your rep will be linked in the description, and it's in all the descriptions on my other videos. And I recommend emailing them, not calling them, because that way there's a written trail of what you've asked them and what they've responded back to you. Marley says, my benefit year ended, but I got a letter saying I was put on the extension. Then I called the EDD today. Why hadn't I been paid for a week and was pending? They said I would need to file a new claim. Okay, so here's the deal. We all got the letters about some sort of extension, depending on the next one you are. But as soon as your benefit year ends, so let's say I got a letter that says I got a 29-week extension. There's a little line in there that says, as long as you meet all other eligibility requirements. I'm paraphrasing. That's not exactly what it says, but something like that. And the other eligibility requirement is that you're within your benefit year. So even if you were awarded, and some people didn't get the 29-week letter, you may have got a 13-week letter or an 11-week letter. But once your benefit year stops, you're no longer eligible to receive benefits under that old claim. Unless you're on PUA, then you don't need to file a new claim. But the extensions, once your benefit year ends, you have to file a new claim. Ben, you hear that a lot of places cannot hire people on unemployment, and that might be a game changer. The EDD might actually change the rules pretty soon. I haven't heard that. Like, why wouldn't you be able to hire somebody that's on unemployment? Like, so that gives no incentive for somebody to stop collecting unemployment. Like, you would have to stop before you actually looked for work. That doesn't sound quite right. But Ben, why aren't we friends on Instagram? Like, what is your, don't give everybody your full name, but can you look for me on Instagram and be like, hey, it's Ben. I'm Shelly's _millions. I'm not really able to respond to comments there. I do that just on the videos, but Ben, I'm asking you specifically to reach out to me on Instagram. So do that. Okay. Enrique said, I already got the third stimulus check about 3 weeks ago. You also received the Golden State stimulus. So what will this, oh, you know what? It might just be a letter. Like I have my, hold on. Like it might just be a letter saying that you got that, like for next year's taxes. I just did my taxes. I did them myself, which probably isn't wise, but it's just like a little letter from the government that says like that you got your stimulus. So I feel like that might be all that is. All right. Well, of course I'm disorganized and I don't have that in front of me. But yeah, you get a letter that'll be for next year's taxes. Like when you did this year's taxes, it asked like, did you already get the stimulus checks? And you'll say yes or no. And so next year when you do your taxes, you'll say, yes, I got that. That might be what that is. Savannah, I have read a few posts about people checking UI and instead of their usual claim balance visible, they're negative. Savannah, I saw you ask that on a video and I don't even think I liked that comment. I was checking comments. I don't know. I'm going to need to research that more. It could be an overpayment. Like if somebody didn't report wages, or I know that there were also people, the EDD was automatically certifying for some people for a while. Like maybe those people got wages. I don't know. And on that, I don't want to guess. Let's just hope that we don't get those. But it's either a glitch or it's a legitimate overpayment notice. I hope that's not the case because $13,000 is a crazy amount of money. And if you guys do get an overpayment notice with a crazy amount of money, you can appeal that. Make sure to send that appeal back within 10 days. Tamara says it's already a law, so they will have to go back to amend the law with them. That would take until about September. Johnny says, I got paid today for 9 weeks, $650 a week. Dinner on Johnny. I'm just kidding. No, Johnny, that's great. That's really awesome. You can take us to Del Taco tomorrow on Dollar Taco Day. Scotty says, appeal phone hearing on Thursday. Filed the appeal back when I was DQ'd back in December for ID issues, an available and able to work issue. Moved on to an interview with the GM at a local theater. That is good. Theaters are really great places to work. I'm going to give you an inside tip. Be down to clean things. Bathrooms are sometimes a little icky, but just be like, you know what, wherever you need me. Also, nights and weekends are a big thing that movie theaters really need, and holidays. I haven't, like, I hate the pandemic, but like low key, I loved having Christmas off. Like it's been forever. Like my mom just knows that like we celebrate holidays in December and that, the date isn't necessarily significant. It's the feelings and intention behind it. But like, whew, and my birthday's in July and it's always like July 4th weekend. And so I can't like ever celebrate my birthday because like, oh, that's a busy weekend at the movie theater. But be down to work holidays. I've been working at the movie theater since I was 18, so it's been a lot of no holidays for me. But good. I hope you get the job and I hope you like it. And I hope your managers was awesome as me. Movie theater managers, they're like, we're an awesome bunch. I don't know any like non-awesome movie theater managers. Selena says, do we know about why and when pending payments will be paid? I have certified 3 times a no payment. I'm owed like 5 weeks. Call them. Even if your claim is in review, then it really should be nearing the end of the review by now, and they should be able to push those payments through. And you want to make sure that there's no other issues on your account. Gloomy Lunatic says they're hiding something. I don't really think, if we're talking about the EDD hiding something, I don't think they're hiding anything. I legitimately think that their computer systems are that outdated. And it's a really old program too. Like it's computer program that like only people tell me they're the best people for this program, but there's like 5 people in California that know how to do it because nobody knows how to use it anymore. Like, have you ever seen those videos like where you give a kid a Walkman and you try and like have them use it and they like have no idea how? Like kids today, they know how to listen to music, they know how to listen to it digitally, but give them a Walkman and they can't. So it's the computer systems are like that Walkman. Like not that many people know how to use it anymore. It's like when they told me the program that they use, like I hadn't heard of it, and I've heard of lots of computer programs, but never the one used at EDD. So yeah, just really old, outdated computer equipment. And guys, I'm at about 6:18 in the comments, so I'm not as far behind as I usually am, even though I feel like I've gone off on a bunch of tangents today. Steven says, today I used Claimyr, and after waiting 2 hours, I got through with the rep, and hopefully my extension will start soon. Yes. What did the rep tell you? Did they tell you they were adding it? Hopefully you didn't get one of those reps that's just telling tall tales. Myra, I hope you get the extension and that you get paid soon. And I'm glad that you were able to talk to a rep. Myra says, I'm still within my benefit year and now have been on pending for almost 2 months. So that's not normal. You got to call them and find out why, and definitely email your assembly member. And guys, also know that when you tell me that you've been pending for 2 months, that I know that you've probably already called the EDD. So I don't think like, oh, this person it's been 2 months and they just never thought to call the EDD. Like I know you've probably already called them, but call them again, see if you can get a rep that can push it through. Nicely say, well, can you tell me why I've been pending for 2 months? I'm really experiencing financial hardship because of this. Is there anything that you can do to help get me paid? Is there anything that I can do to get paid faster? And try and get some answers, because like that's crazy. Jammer, any word on EDD office reopening? No, and I just read like the most recent CDC guidelines, and it still says that people who can work from home are encouraged to do so. So I have a feel the EDD knows that the second they reopen, we're all going to be at their doors, and I bet they're not anxious for that to happen. I bet they're going to drag out working from home as long as they possibly can. Tran says, I haven't heard anything back yet. I'm sorry about that. Gloomy Lunatic said, everybody call the assembly member near you. Gloomy Lunatic, I'm gonna differ with you there. Not only call your assembly member, but please email them. I like to have a written trail. There's going to be dates that you sent the email. There will be dates of a response, and it will be in writing what they told you. Like, yes, you should be paid within 10 days, so that if you're not paid within 10 days, you can go back to your assembly member and say, hey, the EDD said I was going to be paid in 10 days. Today is number 11. I still haven't been paid. Can you help me some more? And then there's a written trail. I just like the written trail. You're welcome to call them if that's your preferred method, but I prefer calling. I'm going to take a drink of water. If you guys like the video, I would appreciate it. Okay. Crystal says, oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Nope. Did I do this? Yes. No, I have not done crystals. I have 4 pending payments and I'm within my benefit year. I can't get a hold of anyone from the EDD. It's so annoying. I wish they wouldn't get paid just like us so they can see how we're suffering. Yeah, I think a lot of us feel that way. And I'm sorry. Keep trying. Again, I made that TikTok and the EDD rep said the best time to call is between 2:30 and 4. She did say that it's really crowded during the morning. Although I see lots of people also say that they have really good luck at like right at 8:01 a.m. I know I called it 8:12 one day and I got right through. Like it was one of those times it was like, your whole time will be 1 minute. And I was like, yeah, right. And it was 5 minutes, but like I was shook. So just keep trying. And then after the long intro message, quickly hit 134 to try and get through. Sean says, I'm back on pending. I'm so confused. I talked to a tier 2 rep and got it cleared up, but now I'm back on pending. I hate to say this, but something that I'm seeing more and more is people getting stuck on pending every time they certify. I hope that doesn't happen to you, but keep calling and getting your money. Hopefully they'll be able to push it through. And then also say this, say, hey, like I had to call last time I certified and they were able to fix it. And now I'm having to call again because it's stuck on pending. Is there anything that I can do to make sure that this doesn't happen again next time? And see what they say. Alan says, my claim expired on 3/10/2021. I haven't been able to get through the phone with a representative for over a month. Should I file a new claim on my own? Certify for benefits still shows up. Have you been paid? If you're getting paid and there's no problem, I would keep certifying and getting paid. The second that your claim gets stuck on pending, that's when you should file a new claim on your own. And you guys, I used to recommend calling the reps, but if you want to file yourself online, there's nothing that prevents you from doing that. Lots of people have actually said that they preferred that. I like calling and having the rep file for you. It used to be that it seemed like they could totally bypass filing a new claim. I'm not sure they're doing that anymore, but the benefit in calling and having the rep help you file over the phone is that if you have any question about like, oh, well, I'm not sure what to put for this question, or like I know a lot of people got furloughed from their main job in 2020 and like they're working a part-time job now, but it's still reduced hours due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Make sure to still stress that. And they're not sure whether to list like their old employer or their new employer. And I'm actually not sure what the EDD wants. But if you do it over the phone with them, they can just tell you like, oh yeah, go ahead and put this. So that's why I like calling, because if questions come up while you're filing a new claim, you're already on the phone with them and can ask them. Sovereign Knight, yes, I got yours. And again, thank you for that donation. Savannah said, that we're unemployment besties. I have a lot of unemployment besties. I low-key wish I didn't. I wish that we were not going through all this more than a year later. But yeah, like I'm really glad to all of you that like I know your stories. And I hope our stories end well. Okay, HP McQueen says 60 million UI claims were made from 3/20 to 8/20. Plus 500K weekly since, even if half of that was fraudulent. That's a 1/5 of the US workforce. Full employment is a long process and required an extended tiered UI next. Yeah, I kind of think that too. I feel like that's in response to like what I was saying earlier. It's a whole lot of unemployment claims. Like we're not just all going to go back to work. Like it's going to take a long time to build these jobs back. Juan says, I got extended. They paid me 2 weeks, but my certifications are still pending. So again, I would call them. And again, even if you got a letter saying you got the 29-week extension and that it was applied automatically, if your benefit year has ended and you haven't filed a new claim and you're not on a PUA claim, you do still need to file a new claim. FMF says, this was my first time on EDD and was wondering, once I go back to work soon, say full-time, what happens to my unemployment and how do I report it? So um, when you certify for benefits, and I actually do recommend still certifying for benefits, even like the first couple of weeks you go back, and you're either going to get a message that says you were fully employed for that week, or it'll say excessive earnings for that week. If it says those two things, then you can kind of just stop certifying it. But like, let's say you don't go back to quite full time, like you thought it was going to be full time, but it turns out it's only 15 hours a week. Then you want to certify because you might actually still qualify for some benefits, but you can really just stop certifying, or there's a box you can check that says you've returned to work full time when you certify. Jen says, I contacted my assembly member and they haven't gotten back to me about my EDD status for 3 weeks. I would follow up with them. I would say, hey, I reached out to you guys 3 weeks ago. Do you have any updates for me? And I wish I had more like inside tools for you guys to like help get you paid faster, but I don't. Oh dear. I'm going to read Tatiana's question. Tatiana's, I've lost my place, but I see Tatiana's question and it says, what about appeals? I feel so stuck in limbo. Tatiana, I really hate to say this. Appeals take a really, really long time, unfortunately. It took my friend 15 weeks, and that seems to be the minimum timeline. And so that over 3 months to get an appeal date. Jenny Silver actually just made 2 videos on the appeal process. Unfortunately, her timeline seemed to be pretty similar, but it is going to be a while to get an appeal cleared up. Okay. Carissa says, hi, Caesar, give us something to do while we wait. I don't have anything fun to do. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, Donk. Oh no, I'm skipping around. I'm trying to find my place. Teresa says that she has an 11K claim balance and $0 paid. You gotta call them. I hate to give that advice. Oh, Sovereign Knight, yours says extension tier 2 augmentation. Yes, you need to file a new claim. So that means that you're on the 3rd PEUC extension, PEUY as some reps call it. So that means that when your benefit year ended on 4/26, you do need to file a new claim. You can do it online or you can call them. Either way is fine. Indy Cindy, that's a cute name. And I could actually say it. Imagine that, guys. At the beginning of the pandemic, my fiance had some luck contacting our local assembly member. Yeah, a lot of times the local assembly members can help. Kevin's sharing the unconventional ways that he is spending his EDD money. Hey, it's going back into the economy, so that's good. Kevin's also saying, hey, say hey, what's going on? Not much, but Kevin, thank you for contributing to the economy. It's yours. You spend it however you want. I'm still skipping around, guys. Rosa says, my claim balance went down after I verified, but I haven't been paid yet. Why? I don't know the answer to that. My guess, so it also says paid, right? It just hasn't hit your Bank of America EDD debit card. My guess would be that it would be there by tomorrow morning. If not, give them a call and say, hey, definitely say, hey, my claim balance went down, but I haven't received the money. Hi, Diamond Pikachu. Thank you for the sticker. And I see your question. Diamond Pikachu says, you filed your taxes 2020 on 3/9 and finally got your refund. And unemployment benefits credited an additional 11,056 tax credit for the 10,200 and the little clap sign. I'm so happy for you. That is great. Looking like I could be an extra on Grease. Okay, really, I looked like a bum right before doing this. And then I was like, oh, I look like a bum. And then I tried to not look like a bum. Just because of the glasses. I love these. They're a little broken though. But anyway. All right. Kevin's having way too much fun in here. Chardonnay. I was giving the hands up to Caesar. So Caesar's being helpful. I'm still trying to find my place. Let's do Caesar's. Caesar says, I've talked to several tier 2 reps over the past 3 weeks and still nothing resolved. Talked again to one today. They said to wait another 2 weeks. Should be fixed. Shaking my head. Email your assembly member and see what they tell you. And I hope that it really is cleared up in 2 weeks. And at least I would rather them tell you that and be honest than tell you that they fixed it and then they didn't. Hey, Aaron, thank you for the sticker and the donation. Did you have a question? I'm going to poke around for that. Diamond Peach, you sent some flowers. Rosa, different Rosa says unemployment is broken. It is very, very, very broken. Goes on to say so many issues. She had your job for 4 years, lost it, and was on unemployment since March. Now you had to really rally, and now you're a contractor. They want to see 3 years taxes. Why, if my old job is paying? I'm not sure why. But if they're asking for something, make sure to send it. You guys, I'm going to drink some water. Apparently I need it. If you would like the video, that would be amazing. Lonnie said, I called. They said it was in review, and a week later called again, and they said I should be paid in 72 hours. Okay, Lonnie, I hope that's true. That's awesome. It does take a while for it to go through review. Caesar, thank you for apologizing for posting twice. Somebody's telling you that it's normal, so let's see what's normal. You emailed your senator's office to get help and got your email today, asking for all the personal information. It is normal. As long as it's coming from the same person or the same address that you emailed, they do need all of your personal information. Be very careful with it. Maybe call the office. The assembly members will answer and just say, hey, I got this email from you guys. I just want to verify that this came from your office and that you do need all this information from me. But it is common that they ask for your information. Oh dear, guys, how did I get so lost? Like, I got real behind in these comments and I'm doing them randomly, but I'm scrolling up instead of down. So hopefully you guys are still in here. June at 6:31 says, are you allowed to go out of state for 3 months while on EDD? That depends. Thank you for the donation, Rosa. So you would need to be willing and able to accept full-time work. Now, if you're out of state for 3 months, would you be able to get on a plane and immediately come back if the job of your dreams came up? If you are traveling for 3 months, but you could do the job of your dreams while you were not in California, possibly. Like, it's not going to ask you, like, are you currently in the state of California? But I do encourage my viewers to be honest. And if you weren't able and available to accept full-time work, then that would be grounds to not receive benefits. And if the EDD found out, they could, charge you with like an overpayment penalty. But if you're able to travel, but your field is predominantly work from home or can be done remotely, or you would be willing to come back in a heartbeat to accept full-time work, then I feel like it would be okay. I don't actually know that. I also do want to say that even though right now it is the work search requirement is waived, since the case rate in California is coming down so much, they could at any time kind of reinstate the work search requirement. And then that's going to be where you list the places where you worked. So just be careful on that. It's probably not intended that you leave California for 3 months and still get benefits, but are there some situations where you could answer that you would accept full-time work and still not be in state? I think so. So you'll have to answer that for yourselves. Okay. I think did I found my place? I didn't find my place, but I see that Caesar's saying that he doesn't feel comfortable responding to that email from his assembly member asking for all of his information. I I totally get that, and I wanna be really cautious with that. I'm having a problem on my channel with people pretending to be me, asking you guys to contact them on WhatsApp. 1, that's not me, but 2, I do really caution you guys against giving out your information. So Caesar, maybe if it would help give you peace of mind, call your assembly member, their office, and say, hey, I got this email from you guys. I just want to make sure that that is you. And that way you're calling the office. It's not the office randomly calling you and saying, oh yeah, I sent that, send me your information. And if the office says, yes, we do need that from you, then I would say it's okay to send them that information. Okay. All right. Maisha says, what happens after you verified your ID.me? I haven't heard a thing, PEUC. So after you get that you're verified from ID.me, it's supposed to only take the EDD 10 days to clear up your payments, but many viewers say it takes it closer to 30 days. And I do encourage you to call the EDD, just say, hey, I just completed ID.me. I want to make sure that you got those documents. Do you have any idea when I'll be paid again? Are there any other steps you need me to take? Yeah, so this is Rosa A is again saying I was able to certify. It shows on the website that the money was taken out, but it isn't on my card. What's going on? Does it say paid? If it says paid, then it probably will either be there after 10 p.m. tonight or after 8 a.m. tomorrow. If it's not by that time, that is when I would call the EDD and ask them, hey, what the heck is going on? Oh, Doma, thank you for the sticker. And I see that you're saying your position was permanently eliminated and that you're not on furlough. Okay. Uh-oh. Doma. Spell legacy like death. That is if you guys don't know, I'm like an ex like goth girl. I used to have the black hair and like the real pale skin. And I still like that kind of music. So I really love Spell Legacy Like a Death. I think that's a good name. And that's why Ben, who has like a naughty screen name, that's why we get along so well. Caesar says, nope, we did Caesar's. Oh, about the asking for your personal information. Oh, no, Doma. I'm going to find your question. Especially because you sent me stickers. I hope you're still in here. This is about 27 minutes ago. Oh, dear. Okay. I'm looking for Doma's question, and then I'm going to go ahead and scroll back down to the bottom to try and make sure that you guys are still in here. Doma, are you sure? Doma, I don't think it's letting me go back up there. So I'm not able to go past 617 in the comments. So Doma, if you are still in here, I really appreciate the stickers and I want to try and get to your question. And I see that you're saying you were permanently eliminated, not on furlough, but now I don't know what the first part of that was that you're still looking for an answer. Oh, here it is. Your position was permanently eliminated, so they can't go back and tell UI, I'm not furloughed. I was permanently eliminated. Yeah, so that should be good. Like that means that they won't be able to dispute anything you say. So I think you're going to be okay, but tell me what I feel like I'm missing part of that. So I'm gonna randomly take Carlos Andreas. He says, my claim reached 0 on my third PEUC. Now it's done. Will there be any more added to my account? Carlos, I don't think that the third PEUC extension, which is called Extension Tier 2 Augmentation, or PEUY, the reps will call it PEUY. If you look under payment type, it would say Extension Tier 2 Augmentation. You shouldn't be through all of that yet. They should still be adding funds to you that will take you through September 4th. So you shouldn't be done. Doma, if you're still in here, tell me what I'm missing. I'm going to kind of scroll to the bottom of the comments. Oh, Carrie, I haven't seen you in here in a while. Is my movie theater closing down for being evicted? I know a few have received eviction notices. Not yet. I know actually one of our big competitors, ArcLight, they have said that they will not reopen and that they're going to go ahead and close everything up. I don't know if that's like a bluff to try and get the landlords to excuse some of the rent. And I don't quite know what's going on the back end with that. I will say we were in a mall. Well, I say we're in a mall because the mall's kind of being rebuilt into like these Google offices. I don't know what's happening on the back end of rent. I know the amount of rent that we owe them like makes my head turn, spin. I don't know. Like it makes me crazy. Our owner has a lot of money and he loves movies. So I hope that he sees the value in keeping us open. But I am nervous, and I'm not so much nervous about the back rent as I am about just getting guests back in the building to feel comfortable coming in. Audrey TikTok says hello. And I'm on TikTok now too, under Shelly's Millions, just doing unemployment content for the most part. I do some funny, wacky stuff on there too. I take that less seriously than I take YouTube. Like I take YouTube seriously. I want to treat it like a job, but like TikTok, I want to do a little bit of both, like fun and helping people with unemployment. Okay, Bay says, your claim says reopen. As far as I know, unless you're somebody that has gone back to work for 4 weeks and didn't need benefits for 4 weeks, that is why it's the reopen claim button is supposed to be there. If you see the reopen claim button there, but you've been certifying every week and nothing's changed with your situation, that button is most likely a glitch, but you may need to call the EDD to get that removed. I'm going to do Indy Cindy's question again, and then I'll get the donation. So Indy Cindy says, I completed my form last Thursday and called them this morning to remind them that I had already completed the online form. And then what happened, Indy Cindy? Did they fix it? Okay, Angie, thank you for the donation. My balance and Claimyr updated, but my last 2 weeks say disqualification because my extension is not updated yet. I want to avoid an appeal if I can. Yes, I don't want you to miss the appeal deadline because the appeal deadline is only 10 days. However, and you're not going to love this, but I do want you to call the EDD because a lot of times with these disqualifications, especially if you have a new claim, what's happening is, and this is not your fault, there's not like a way that you could have avoided this. It's, again, a programming issue with the EDD. So let's say you've got your old claim and then you're approved for a new claim. And when you went on to certify, the EDD website took you on to your old claim. So because you certified on your old claim through no fault of your own, that says disqualification because you should have been certifying on the new claim. Again, nothing you could have done. But if you call the EDD, they should be able to put those weeks that are disqualified onto the new claim and get you paid. And then next time you go to certify, it should be correct. But yeah, a lot of times what's happening with these disqualifications right now is just overlapping something with the old claim and the new claim. You just have to call and get the rep to switch that disqualification to the correct claim to get paid. I know calling is a pain in the you-know-what. But yeah, that is what you're going to have to do. And I do want you to do that sooner rather than later. Try that tomorrow between 8 a.m., 8:15 a.m. if you can. And over on TikTok, someone told me, an EDD rep told me a good time to call is between 2:30 and 4. Try those times because if it's not just the claims are overlapping each other and like fighting each other for seniority and there is something that you need to appeal, I don't want you to miss your appeal deadline. Yeah, Indy Cindy, that's the thing is like a lot of these reps are like, oh yeah, I'll put it in and we'll get you paid. And then they're not doing what they need to on their end. But I hope that they did do that and I hope you get paid soon. Oh, Freddie, thank you for helping everybody. Let me see here what David says. David says, I have 5 weeks pending. Yep, the answer is call them, but I'll read the rest of it. I have 5 weeks pending and I still haven't gotten any update. I reapplied on 4/6. It's been 4 weeks and still nothing. What should I do? Or is it normal? What is the most I should wait? I would say that this is about the most you should wait. Go ahead and call them. It can take up to 6 weeks for the claim review, but most people that make it past like week 2 or 3 when they're calling a lot of times the EDD is able to push that payment through. You can't get a hold of them. So David, over on TikTok, my TikTok EDD friends said try calling between 2:30 and 4. They're not really my friend, but they left a TikTok comment, so that makes them my friend. Between 2:30 and 4 are good times to call. A lot of people say right when they open, 8 a.m. to 8:15 in the morning is a good time to call. I never recommend calling them after 6. I don't even recommend using Claimyr after 6 because even with Claimyr, you're still going to have to hold. And basically after 6 p.m., there's too many people holding to speak to an EDD rep for you to get through. So don't bother calling after 6, in my opinion. You're going to dial 833-978-2511. And then after that long intro message, quickly hit 134. Those are my tips for calling them. Okay, Christopher said, oh, well, we just did that. There's really no best number. They're all full and crappy and it's hard to get through. But the one that I call is 833-978-2511 and then quickly press 134. So you guys, look, you guys are all saying you can't get through. I don't love that this service is needed, but there is Claimyr. Claimyr will dial the EDD for you. And once it gets through to the point of holding, it will call you so that then you can hold to speak to the rep. You still have to hold sometime more than 2 hours. You still might not get a rep that can help you with your claim. But there is that service. And if you use my link, which is an affiliate link, which means I get a little bit of money if you use it, it costs $14.99. Many people are like, oh, that's the best $20 I've ever spent. So I don't spend $20. If you're going to use it, or if you want to use it, it'll be $14.99 on your first call. So I don't love doing that though. You can save the number with the commas trick. That way you don't have to press anything. Okay, so I'm going to fess up. I've seen the commas trick. Like, I don't understand how to put the commas into the EDD, like when you call. I don't quite understand that. You guys, since I'm back to work, I haven't been able to like research these things as much as possible. I've seen Jenny Silver talk about the commas thing. If you want to leave that tip, go ahead. I've heard it works. Maybe try and explain it, but like, I don't quite understand. Bartholomew says, I sent in my application package to the EDD rep. Wish me luck. Good luck. Yeah. And you guys call. I do recommend calling for free first. But when I did it, it took about 83 times and my phone almost overheated. So if I have to replace a new phone because I can't get through to the EDD, then it would have been more cost effective to use Claimyr. But yeah, I'm hesitant about that because I know that like a lot of you guys think it's not nice to like be making money off of people on unemployment. And I 100% agree with that. But I also don't want to assume that everyone on unemployment is broke. If I thought that, I wouldn't tell you guys about Webull or whatever. Like, I think a lot of people, I just don't want to assume that anybody's broke because I don't know your situation. I know it is out of reach for a lot of people. I don't love that they made that service, but like for so many people, it's just been a lifesaver. Okay. Thank you guys. I just want to be careful. Like, and I don't want to sound like, oh yeah, I use Claimyr. I think it's terrible that we need that, but if it's helping people, then I like it. Okay, fine. You guys say I'm good. You guys know my heart is good. I just hope you know that. All right. Chris S. All right. Well, thanks. Yeah, if you're pending, Freddie says over 4 days. I even say if it's been 72 hours and you've been pending, call. And yeah, a lot of you guys have used Claimyr. I do want to say something else about Claimyr. A lot of us need to call the EDD more than one time. Unfortunately, the discount code, mine or Jenny's, or any combination of mine and Jenny's, or any Facebook message boards, the discount is only good on your first call. And if you want to use the service for additional calls, it will be full price. I just wanted to say that. I just want to give all the disclaimers and I want to make sure. Anyway, okay, let's quit talking about Claimyr and talk about your questions. Freddie says, everyone whose benefit year end has to file a new claim to see if you qualify, except people on PUA. Yes, thank you. Freddie, you are so awesome. Thank you for helping. I might need to make you a moderator on these chats if you want to. Maybe even if you don't, maybe I'll make you a moderator anyway. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, so Claudia, my Claimyr code is pinned as a comment up at the top of the chat. And then that's already in the description of the video. And then I'll pin it as a top comment on the video after it's done. Chris, Jenny, I have a long list of people who say that they date me. I don't know about that. Jenny Silver thinks that after the unemployment fiasco ends that I should do like a Shelly's Millions dating show. So we'll have to see about that. Okay. See, always at the end of the lives, they get a little weird. So since we're starting to get weird, it must mean it's time to just take a couple of questions and then head out for the night. Alexander says, EDD said my pending will take 2 to 3 days after she did a pending transfer. Was she lying? I hope not. I hope not. And a lot of times the ED, I don't know what a pending transfer is though. I haven't heard that term before. But I hope she wasn't lying. All right. Marcia is asking what Claimyr is. So Claimyr is an EDD calling service. That's what their little website says. So you put in your phone number and your credit card information. I do believe that they're safe. I just want you guys to know I wouldn't ever recommend something that I didn't think was safe. I even told Caesar to like call his assembly member and make sure that that email came from them before giving them their information. But it is going to ask your phone number and it's going to ask for your credit card information. Then it calls the EDD for you. So it goes through the hard part. To me, that's the hardest part. Once it gets through, it calls your cell phone, transfers the EDD call to you so that then you hold. So you still have to hold up to 2 hours. So I don't recommend using them after 6 either, because you want to make sure you've got plenty of time to hold. If for any reason your call gets dropped, you don't get through to the EDD, they will call back once for free within 24 hours. Then after you get through to hold, it's still also the luck of the draw. So it's just a dialing service. That's all it does. Okay. Sorry. No more Claimyr talk for the rest of this. Oh, you're welcome, Bartholomew. Have a good night. Chastity says, I've been certifying since February and still have not received a check. You got to call. Okay. 4 things. There's always 4 things. First 3 don't work very well, but try them anyway. The first is to call the EDD. See what they say. Ask them why you're pending. Ask them if there's anything that you can do to speed up the process of getting paid. And tell them that you're experiencing a financial hardship to see if they can push any of your payments through any faster. Then you're going to use the Ask EDD feature to see if they'll get back in touch with you that way. Most people don't have very good luck that way, but some people do. So you might as well try it. Third is the contact us. Once you're logged onto your UI online, it's over there to the right. And again, not something that people have very much luck with, but some people have good luck with that. So you might as well try it. And then the 4th thing that actually does seem to help more often than not is by reaching out to your local assembly member. And it's not linked yet, but I will link that in the description of this video. It's linked in the description of most of my videos. I recommend emailing them to have a paper trail, and you're going to say, hey, is there anything that you can do to help get me paid faster? I've been pending for 2 months. I'm experiencing financial hardship. Again, use those terms. Sometimes that frees up, I don't know, it makes them try harder. I don't know what exactly it does, but it seems to help to tell them that you're experiencing financial hardship. Is there anything they can do to help you get paid faster? Brett says, my account says I must look for full-time work each week and have the page to fill it in. I'm afraid to skip, but is this the right thing to do? So right now, work search is still waived in California, so you can hit skip. For months, I was paranoid about that, and I wouldn't do it. I was like, well, what if I find my dream job? And so for like literally the first 10 or 11 months, I just listed places that I applied. I applied at car dealerships. I applied for my dream job with another YouTuber. There were actually some positions within the company that I opened up. The company I already worked for. I applied at Tesla and SpaceX I don't really have the skills to do anything there, but like those are also dream places. So I just listed places that I worked. And then after I got through my dream job, then I was like, okay, I'll apply at Sephora and Ulta, which are makeup places. Yeah, like just I went through different industries, you know, applying because I was too scared not to. And plus, what if my dream job cropped up? But then when I had a specific start date, I was like, I'm not going to put this. I'm going to live life on the wild side. What happens if I put yes that I'm looking for work and then hit skip? And actually doing that made that option completely fall off my claim so that then the next couple of times I certified, I didn't have to list the places. And for the longest, my claim said, you must be able and available to look, you must be able and available for work each week, and you must look for work each week. And it wasn't until I hit skip that second little sentence, and must look for work each week, fell off of my claim. I really recently looked at the work search requirement, and it is still waived in California. I don't know for how long. Because the cases are coming down, I'm Googling it right now. EDD work search requirements, eligibility requirements. Work search. This is from today. I just Googled EDD work search requirements. This is the EDD web page, and it says, you guys probably can't see this because of the lighting, but it says, you are not currently required to look for work each week to be eligible for benefits. So work search requirement is still waived. You should be good to hit skip. Caesar, I'm doing that just so you'll blush. Larry says, say yes that you're looking for work, but when you get to the page where it asks you where you looked for work, that you can hit skip to. Yeah, totally. I love Tesla. Why is that savage? Okay. AM, I'm glad you used my code for Claimyr, but I am going to say you're probably going to need to use the callback feature because it's after 7. So I don't think you're going to be able to get to talk to a rep tonight because I hold anyway, but I don't think they pick up calls after 8. But Claimyr will call back for you tomorrow. They'll call back one time for free. So make sure that they call back for you tomorrow. Yes. You're like Tesla trying to get out of California. You guys, so if my mom weren't here, like, and if I knew for sure that I could make YouTube work, like, I think I would get out of California too. Yeah. Okay, so Larry says, all my certifications and payments went through in 48 hours until mid-March. Then it took 8 to 11 days for money on the card. Called, you were put on hold for 3.5 hours. Agent fixed, now all paid in one day. So be patient or call. Yes. And I do, like, I would be so crazy waiting 8 to 11 days to get paid. That, like, is not normal. I would be calling, like, you guys have bills to pay. So yeah. Okay, Scotty, how long have I been a manager at the theater? I started when I was 18 and I got promoted to assistant manager when I was 20, and I'm a million years old now. No, but I've worked for the company for 26 years. I started when I was 18, so you do the math. I'm so old. Okay. Freddie said, let's all apply to work for the EDD. Our main skill is patience and the phone waiting for 3 hours and making up days. Yes. I think I actually do though. I think the EDD is hiring, and I think that that you can work from home. So like it might not, it's a government job too. I think, like, I've always heard government jobs are good. It would probably be sad hearing all the stories of people not getting paid. It's probably like a bummer. But it might be a good job in the long term. Yes, Brett, certify. Pipes says, did your pending problems get fixed after using Claimyr? See, that's the thing. Claimyr, it doesn't guarantee the rep you can get. It's still like rolling the dice. You could get one of these bad reps. You could get a good rep. So be cautious about, I don't want to make it seem like Claimyr is going to solve all your problems. It won't. It absolutely won't. But will it save you from hitting redial for an hour and a half? Yes, that's what it'll do. Still going to have to hold, still could get a rep that is useless. Yeah. So Caesar, I hope that you did get a good rep that actually fixed your thing. Yeah. I mean, some people have had really positive results using that service and they love it. And they're like, this is the best $20 I've ever spent. And that's what makes steam come out of my ears. I don't want you guys to spend $20. I want you guys to only spend $14.99 if you use the code. Okay. I feel like this is turned into, C pipes, you called over 100 times over 3 days. So that's only 33 times per day. You got to call like 100 times per day. And that's why, like, that's a big waste of time. When I did that, my phone overheated. If EDD reps say it'll be fixed in 3 days and it's not, call on day 4. Yes. And a lot of, yeah, keep calling. Freddie, you are good. You could do this. You could take over the channel if I can't do it when I'm back to work. Thank you, Freddie, for your good advice. I really appreciate that. Okay, guys, I want to do like one more question and then I want to take off for the night. Well, I'll do one more after Mr. 616. Don't call on the, shoot, I just lost it. Don't call on the weekend. There are no tier 2 reps available. They're the only ones that can help you for sure. That, I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe I'll try and ask on TikTok and maybe they'll give me a, like maybe they'll be truthful. I don't know. But maybe. I also don't recommend calling Sunday or Monday because Sunday everybody calls because that's the day we're certifying and we have problems. And then Monday apparently is the first day that tier 2 reps are back in, and Monday's the day after we just all had problems certifying on Sunday. So I feel like Monday is probably like the worst day to call. Oh, don't get sued. I don't want to get sued. Says Shelly called, got a new claim, put me on the new extension, had to certify by mail. Susan, okay, let me tell you about that. That hasn't come up this call, and I do want to talk about that. So when you file a new claim, you get all the new paperwork, including a certify by mail form. It's okay that you sent that back. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you also certified on, you don't necessarily need to certify by mail. If you certified online, that's fine. You can just ignore the certify by mail form. But since you already mailed it back, if you also filed certified online for the same dates, one of them will say duplicate because one is a duplicate. You did the online one and did the mail one. And so you wouldn't be paid for the duplicate because otherwise it would be a duplicate payment. So nothing necessarily wrong that you certified by mail, but if you also certified for those same weeks online, one of them may say duplicate. That's not necessarily something that you would need to call about. Just be aware that that may happen. And if you see duplicate under payment status, that would be why. Aaron says, can they fix any pending payments when data issues and the account is frozen? Possibly. Like, why is your account frozen? What is the data issue? You would definitely need tier 2 for that, and definitely get help. Enlist the help of your assembly member. Samuel wants to know, are they still applying the $300 to weekly payments? Yes, those $300 extra payments are going to be in place through the week ending September 4th. Susan, you're welcome. Elizabeth says, certified 4 times already and still on pending. You got $11,000 award amount and don't know what seems to be the issue. It's already more than a month since April 10th. Freddie knows what I'm going to say. 4 weeks is too long. When you file a new claim, your claim does go through a third-party review. It's supposed to take between 2 and 6 weeks. But after week 2 or 3, a lot of my viewers are actually telling me that they're able to call the EDD and that the EDD can push those payments through. So I do recommend calling the EDD and seeing if they can push those payments through. Do I like Worcestershire sauce? I mean, I don't use it regularly, but I am a fan of Bloody Marys, and Worcestershire sauce is good in Bloody Marys. Is that the right answer? I don't know. It might be a deal breaker. We can't be a contender on the dating show. Powder pink and sweet. That's the same as me, Aaron's. Let me find out Aaron A1 sauce, which is A1 sauce is similar to Worcestershire, but not the same. You can use it to make your own A1. I'm so cheap, guys. A1 sauce is expensive. You can use Worcestershire sauce to make A1 sauce. But now I try and make my steaks good so that they don't need sauce, but whatever. I'm not a cook. Also, for anybody that wants to be on the Shelly's Millions dating show, not really, not good at cooking. Not saying I wouldn't be willing to learn. Okay, Aaron A1 Sauce says, oh yeah, can they fix any pending payments when data issues, when the account is frizzing? So that's what Powder Pink and Sweet is also having. You have a data banner. Guys, I have not seen a data banner, and I don't know how to fix that. I would try and enlist the help of an assembly member. So the senator might be too high up, but they spoke to a lot of the reps, and it's horrible. Beyond enlisting the help of your local assembly member, I don't know how to get your claim fixed. Unfortunately, once they're frozen, it's really hard. David says, Worcestershire. David, you could be on maybe I'll make everybody Bloody Marys on the Shelly's Millions dating show, and whoever likes my Bloody Marys, like, then that's who I date. I don't know how this is going to work. Yes, Samuel, the extra $300 through the week ending September 4th. Powder Pink says you spoke to someone and they backdated your claim. But that's good. That should be good if they backdated your claim. Chris says I should work in radio. It oscillates high, low, high, low. TV face and a radio voice. I don't think I have a TV face. I might have a TV face, but not a TV body, guys. I'm a little chunky, especially after the pandemic. I would love to do radio or voiceover work. I would love to be like Leo. I would love to be Stitch. I don't know. I love like animated stuff. Now we're getting to know me. All right, guys, let's see what else you have here. Stephanie, if you're having trouble certifying, and you say you have the extensions, that probably means that you've been certifying okay before this. So if you're pending, you're going to need to call a rep to get that fixed. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more questions. Tia, it says benefits exhausted, $0 balance on PUA. Do we need to appeal? So PUA shouldn't say that. PUA should take you all the way through the week ending September 4th. If it says maximum benefits paid and $0 claim balance, that sounds like PEUC to me. You want to check your payment type. If you're PUA, it would say disaster assistance. If you're PEUC, it would likely say extension tier 2. I would call them and find out what you need to do. Okay. They messed up your claim backdating it. And so then they put a data error on it. You're welcome. I'm sorry, Powder Pink. Like some of it, the EDD, and this has happened to my mom with like her VA pension money. Welcome, JP, new member. JP, if you have a question, I'll take yours as the last one, and then I'm going to go. Sometimes these reps, I believe that they have good intentions. Sometimes I think they just lie and they say that they fixed our claim when they haven't. But I think sometimes they have good intentions, but whatever they do actually messes up the claim worse, which is terrible. Maureen, there's no qualification for the third extension. If you don't, you have to file a new claim at your benefit year or see if you qualify for a new claim for a benefit year. And then if you don't, the third PEUC extension tier 2 augmentation, or a rep may call it PEUY, they should automatically put you on it. But if your claim gets stuck, sometimes you have to call and say, hey, I reached a $0 claim balance. I've got the maximum benefits paid message. I think I should be getting the next PEUC extension. And sometimes they have to manually add it and push it through. The claims get stuck, they say. But it should be, there's like no requirements. You do have to get, you need to get $1 from the EDD. You can't get like excessive earnings. If you got excessive earnings or you're fully employed again, then you wouldn't get it. But other than that, that's it. You're welcome, Tia Hardy. So JP, looking for your question. I'm sorry, Powder Pink. I really feel for everybody who's pending, like really longer than 72 hours. Like, it's just crazy. I really think a highest rep is really a tier 2. So I would, when you get through, I would just say, hey, I'm really having a hard time with my unemployment. Tell them you're experiencing a financial hardship. Just say, I'm really experiencing financial hardship. I'm having trouble paying my bills. I'm really hoping to get my payments fixed. Is there anything you need from me? Is there anything you can do to help me? Is it possible to transfer me to a tier 2 representative? Oh, Pauline, do your question. I'll answer yours last. Oh no, David, I don't recommend that. Please be nice. Like, I mean, if somebody is doing that, then call them out on it. But I recommend being sticky sweet to everybody. I don't want you guys to ever get hung up on. Pauline, what's your question? I'll look for it, but you type it again too. And then that one's really going to be the last one for the day. Pauline. All right, I'm gonna take a drink of water while I scroll and while I see if Pauline, Stephanie, a tier 2 might be able to fix your claim. If you appeal, the appeal process takes a long time. They might not be able to appeal it, but try and get them to remove the disqualifications before you appeal. Yeah, Pauline, I don't know where I did miss your question if you asked it, but I don't easily see it. So I'm going to see, I'm going to see if I can find it. And does JP have a question? Pauline and JP. Okay, here's JP's question. So, yeah, JP, your question is going to be the last one for the day. The application is geared for more for the unemployed. You still need it for being underemployed. How do I fill it out even though I'm working part-time? So you're talking about the filing a new application. And honestly, in this case, I recommend calling and having a rep help you file a new claim, because that way, I actually talked about this a little bit earlier in the chat. That way you can ask them, because I'm honestly not sure. It is like, when is the last time you worked for the employer? And it's like, hey, I'm still working, but I'm just not receiving the same hours that I should be. So I still need benefits. And so if you call a rep and just say, hey, I have some questions about filing a new claim, can you help me file over the phone? In your situation, that is what I recommend. I know it's a pain to call, but I also don't want to give you the wrong answer on that. So yeah, unfortunately, but then like if you call the rep and they help you file a new claim over the phone, then at least if any other questions come up while you're filing, you'll get the answer. And I'm going to try and find out on my message board that I'm on what the actual answer to that is. How do I do the income amount for reapplying? It's different these days. Yeah, see, that's why, since I just recommend calling in your case, because they can guide you what the official answer is. Oh, Pauline, I see your question now. So you're the last question. You voluntarily quit your job due to no childcare and you qualified for EDD. Now, since your kids go to school, will you get the extension PEUC? It's gonna depend. Like, you need to be able and available to work each week. So just put yes, and then, list the places that you're applying. And you should still qualify for PEUC, but I want to be really careful about that. It's possible that they would want to do a phone interview with you. Just make sure to say, for a little while, my children's school was closed. I wasn't able to, I was looking for a job where I could work from home, is what I would tell them. Because if your dream job allowed you to work from home, I'm sure you would have taken it. Just say, I was looking for work this whole time. I was looking for work from home. Now my kids are back in school, and now I'm looking outside of work from home. But yes, you should still be able to collect it, but they're also going to want you to be looking for work, even though work search requirement is waived. So keep certifying, keep answering honestly. And then that should be what happens. Okay. Correct. Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Yeah. Caesar. Thank you. Okay. Let's, one more. Fee Travis says, I was told today by a rep, not in claims, but in ID verification, that my account has a hold on it because of the gap in wages or something like that. What does that mean? I'm 4 weeks pending. I'm not sure what that means. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so sorry, I deleted a comment. Fee says, so the gap in payment, I'm not sure what that means. There is like a lag in wages, like if you haven't worked for a long time, it can mean you won't qualify for a new claim, and then all the claims go through review. But since it's been 4 weeks pending, I would try and call and speak to a different rep and definitely enlist the help of your assembly member. Sorry, I got distracted because there was like a negative comment. Yeah. And Tom saying like, get in touch with your state representative. I like your local assembly member they've been able to help people. Email them so that there's a written trail. Email your assembly member fee and say, I am experiencing financial hardship because the EDD hasn't paid me for 4 weeks. I have tried calling. It is very difficult to get through. And when I do, they are unable to resolve my claim. Is there anything that you can do to help me get paid faster? Stephanie, I don't have the email to the appeals office. I will look for that as well. I have to take off for the night. I took a million last questions. So thank you guys so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I will see you next time.